Long time no see. It's Ruth. I have finished my nail course. I did level 2 and then level 3. And so at some point during level 2, which I was studying part-time, I became allergic to acrylic and gel polish, and I thought, well, that's it. You know, why am I going to do this course now? I'm going to have to be wearing nitrile gloves the whole time. It seemed like there was no way for me to wear acrylics. But recently I discovered that what I'm allergic to is HEMA, which is an ingredient in acrylic and gel. Originally, what I've read is it originally was in gel polish, and it's an ingredient that helps the gel or acrylic adhere to the natural nail. It grabs onto the protein, it bonds to the nail, and my body was like, no thanks, I don't like that. But I've discovered NSI Universal Monomer, which is the acrylic liquid, and lo and behold, I'm not allergic. But I didn't dare do my Instagram hand yet because I don't know, it feels really strange. I've maybe once or twice had acrylics on this hand before I became allergic to it or overexposed to it. I've ordered some HEMA-free gels, but for now I've got regular nail polish on top of this set of acrylics on this hand, and they're pretty chunky because I'm left-handed and this is my left hand, and so I did them with my wrong hand. And so I was like, it'd be so much easier to file these if I had an e-file. So I contacted MelodySusie, who sent me a gel lamp which I reviewed recently, and they said, oh, you know, we wanted to send you an e-file. Would you like an e-file and some bits? Would you pick the bits you want? So I was going to show you them in this video and then file down this chunky thumb, and probably a little bit on all the nails too. You can probably see from the side they're just a bit chunky for my tastes. But it's been 5 or 6 days since I did these and no reaction. First I did this huge chunky thumb, which is why it came out so long and so chunky. If you see, these nails are quite similar in length to my natural nails, but the thumb, whoa. So I'd probably like to file it down quite a lot, which will give me a good idea of whether this e-file is up to scratch. I think it's going to be. It looks good to me. I'm just trying to get these e-file bits out of this plastic. They are very tightly jammed in. The nippers that I use on myself at home are these rainbow ones, like oil spill colour. I love it. It reminds me of piercings people had in the 90s, like belly button piercings, had that titanium rainbow. I never had one, but my friends all did. Which bit will I use? We'll have to think about that. I'll probably use some with the rounded ends on, just because I am a little clumsy. There's also this brush one, and I've never come across. It sounds really silly, but at college we didn't have these. I suppose it's for dusting off the nails, which is pretty cute. So a little brush one and 6 bits. I will obviously link, I think there's going to be a discount code that I can add to this video too if you fancied trying one out. But let's get on to the e-file. So, MelodySusie, bring your beauty salon home. Personally, I wouldn't recommend you to use an e-file without training, but it's not up to me. There's no law against it. So this is the motor part, and then it comes with a UK plug, more bits, and some sanding bands. It also has a foot pedal. I'm not sure that I would use a foot pedal for it. I'm not really sure of the point of that. We didn't have those at college. I'll have to look into it more, but here is the handpiece. It came in a separate box. Everything's bubble wrapped and put away nicely, but it's a lot more affordable than, I think there's a Japanese brand that make them. I've been looking into it, but this seems to be, to me, a similar quality to the ones I used at college. They're probably a similar price to this one. I haven't looked, to be honest. They were like the small, they have like a rectangle motor box. It's been a while. I don't know the technical terms of these things quite often, but it's quite a nice, narrow and weighty handpiece. So we twist it and it has this in there, which I suppose you keep in there when there's no bit in there, so you don't get dust inside the handpiece, because that would ruin it. Oh, it plugs in with this 3-piece. Oh, if there's an arrow, it goes this way up. Perfect. Always check if there's arrows of where you plug things in. And there's a place to plug the foot pedal in, and forwards and backwards switch, or forwards and reverse. I usually would have it on reverse, but since I'm going to be filing with my right hand today, I want it on forward, so it needs to be on F. That's good. And it has all the speeds on the dial, looking at pretty smart to me. It all checks out. I haven't actually turned it on to see what I think of it yet though. Let's plug in the power tool. You know what's weird about this? I've e-filed on plenty of people in my studies. I never used an e-file on my own hands because I was allergic to the monomer, so this could be interesting. It comes with a user manual, but I don't know if I'll need that. Just gonna plug it in. I'm going to probably use one of the rainbow bits first, because they appear to be a higher grit, lower grit, technically, smaller number, lower grit. So I'll probably use this barrel, zoom you in. Look pretty nice, but it's sharp on the end, it's not a safety bit. So I shall have to be careful just to use that on the length. It fits snugly, feels good, it's in securely. Do I dare turn it on? So we turn the on switch. There's also a pog to put different bits on, so you can put, let me show you this, while you're working, pop it in the holder, pretty nice. And there's little spaces around the edge to put your spare bits in, or whichever bits you're going to need for that client. It's going nicely. Can you hear that? It's very quiet. Getting a bit louder. It goes all the way up to 30,000, but I don't think we're going to need it on 30,000. We might need it on more like 7,000. One moment please. I need to put on a mask because I sneeze if it's too dusty. As you can probably see, it's really weird filing your nails with your wrong hand, but the file feels good. I mean, I've never used a very fancy one in e-file. The ones at college were probably a little bit tired and old, but that seems to be working really nicely. Let me just see if I can show you. It doesn't seem to have, like I've seen a review by Nail Career Education where she tried out some cheaper e-files, and one of them was by MelodySusie, and it was like wobbling. And I don't know if she got a faulty one, because this is not wobbling. Let me show you it. Even at a higher speed, it's so smooth and straight. Can you see that? I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that. I'm going to try out a different drill bit, because I'd like to get, if you see underneath, just a little bit messy underneath because I used forms on myself for the first time, because before we learnt to do sculpting forms my allergy kicked in. So I've done them on other people many times, but on myself not so much, and it got a little bit messy under there. Can you see if I put it in the sunlight there? I'm filming with sunlight, so it might be not the best quality video, but I mean, you can really see that. There you go. Where my natural nail is underneath, like a lip of acrylic that I want to file back. So I'm going to use one. I'll probably actually use one of the bits that it came with, because they appeared to be a finer grit, and because I'm inexperienced and I'm using my wrong hand, these little boxes of bits mean they need to be cut open. Can you hear that alarm? The joys of living in a town centre. That is secure in place. Just going to file that underneath. I might need it on reverse again. Turn it down. It's looking a bit better, but it's still a bit of a mess. This one's the one that's a mess now. The middle one is where it was really a mess. So I'm just gonna... Back of the thumb was perfect, but I might just get it a little bit because it's shiny. Well, I'm happy with this. I am happy to use this on clients. This week, for the past couple of weeks, I've been a bit absent from Instagram because I've been trying to set up a nail room in my friend's husband's gym. And I've got there. It's pretty close to being set up. I got a cupboard from a charity shop and I got a desk from IKEA. It's looking pretty nice. I think it's going to be quite cute, and then I ordered my business cards. So this is going to be really useful for clients. And now that I am finally able to wear acrylics on my nails after 1.5 years of struggles, it's going to be really good. Sorry if you could hear birds and the light was changing. What it is, I don't have a extractor for the dust where I'm filming, because I'm filming at home, and so I thought I'd do it on this mat and then I can wash it and then the dust won't be all up in my face. But the window's open, so you might hear shouting neighbours and sirens and birds, and that's just how it's been today. But I hope you liked this kind of slightly odd review. I'm going to go now and finish fixing this nail. I want to bring down the length. Feeling pretty confident that I can with this drill. And I'll probably refine the shape of all of these, to be honest, because I'm just not the most confident at doing acrylics with my wrong hand. I hope you could hear me okay, because I had a mask on. I'm gonna finish off my nails, tidy up, put the bits for anti-disinfectant wash and into some barbicide so that they don't spread any germs to anyone. And I'll be using this in my salon, I think. I think this handpiece is actually good quality. It feels nice. Thank you to MelodySusie for sending me this nail drill / e-file. I'm going to put links and everything in the description box, so if you fancy checking out the brand. I loved the lamp. I've been using that one quite a lot, and it's particularly good for doing toes because the bottom is magnetised. And I love this too. It's good. I actually can't. I was waiting to be like really critique it, but I like it. Thank you for watching or listening, because there's not been that much to watch, and